Hey, I sometimes dream, which is such a privilege. Some of us struggle to eat or live, dreaming is a luxury. So we accept the surroundings of our impoverished hell. Hell, we just become it. But if you're dreaming, maybe you can be it.
Cool. So the last time you were on site, I think we had just finished clearing everything off, I guess, because there was an old structure. And then from there, we went through the process of looking for a contractor to actually build the house for us. And how we came across him was, quite interesting. So there's a house, Kosoweto, next to Maponya Mall. Every time we passed it with Zulu, would be like, yo, this house is beautifully built. And then this one time we were like, let's just go ask them who the builder is. So that's how we got Ndata Poisa, which you'll be speaking to a bit later. Got in contact with him. He showed us another house he was building. We were very impressed because his style of building is exactly what we want. So fine, got in contact with him. We started talking, negotiating. Everyone was happy with the price. He got hired. And then from there, it took a bit of time. There was like a waiting period between him getting appointed and actually starting, because we had to go register the house, go NHBRC. You wait for like 15 working days for the registration to be approved, and then you can start building. So basically, I think we started on the last day of May. That's when he came to site to do what they call site establishment. So put up those temporary structures for the builders to have like a space to live. And then they started digging the trenches. Trenches had done. Steel, this whole week we were busy with steel. It got delivered, I think, on Monday, and then they started tying it. So the steel is basically to reinforce the concrete that's going to be poured this afternoon. So basically where we at is now we're waiting for the trachea concrete to come and pour into the trenches, and then we'll wait the engineer has advised that we wait 7 days for the concrete to cure, and then we can start with the foundation walls. So that we're going to start come Monday.
My name is Poisa Dube. I'm a contractor. I'm running a company called Nalo Black Trading that is dealing with construction mostly. So I've been appointed, or I was appointed by the Craft and Space company to come and build this project for their clients. They actually saw one of my projects in Soweto next to Maponya Mall. So they then approached me. They got my contacts and they approached me. Then we started from there. They issued the drawings so that I can be able to look at them and do quotations and give them my project planning. How do I run the project when I start? So basically then that's when we then started to come and do all those after we've done all the paperwork and agreements. I'm also registered with National Home Builders Registration Council, so that is why I was also appointed, because that is one of the priorities or the requirements to do building, especially on housing.
And the future is bright, 'cause I'm a dreamer. And if we all just try to keep our dreams alive, we'd be believers. I can see the light.
I think the last time we were on site, I think we're doing the existing house demo. That went very, very well. Actually, so well that it went amazingly well. So we are very proud of that. That progress that we took. So basically, from then we had to go through quite a number of processes to get to where we are today. We had to get the plans of the new house approved by the local council. That's one. And then 2, we had to take, so after the plans are approved by the municipal council, we had to take those plans and other documentation, like your the builder's information, to like about ID of the client and this and that, quite like a stash of documents that we had to compile together, and then we took those to the NHBRC. So the NHBRC is basically a body that overlooks the construction space, especially when you are doing like a new house building from scratch. So obviously one of their upsides is that they give what they call like a guarantee, like I think you would call that a guarantee. So for the next 5 years, so they give you a certain amount depending on the size and the complexity of your house. They then give you a charge to say, okay, fine, we will almost like insure it.
Mostly on that one, let me put it on myself, because what I've done when I started building, I first went through some few training, and then also I also done my self-training to make sure that I understand the industry. What are the requirements? What are the regulations, the building regulations? And that is why I've noted that I've also registered with the National Home Builders Registration Council. I'm a qualified builder, actually. Anyone who's supposed to build a house has to be registered with National Home Builders Registration Council. Then that's when you are qualified, because you'll be able to know what is needed, and you'll be able to read and articulate the structural drawings, the architectural drawings, the engineering drawings, and so forth.
The 7 meters that we got here. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I had to make. Basically, what I've done is that I've doubled with this wall, mm-hmm. and then I'm gonna shift these ones just a bit to the side so that it allows that we've got the passage still remains the same.
He gave us an instruction to say this is how the trenches should be dug out, and this is how the steel should be tied and placed in the trenches. So yeah, he's just here to double check before this concrete comes to be poured today at 2.
Basically, our trenches for the foundations have been dug up according to the engineer's drawings, architectural drawings. So those meeting of minds, the contractor was able to decipher those and literally take the plan from paper and plot it on the site. So he measured, himself and his people measured how the house should sit on site based on designs, and then they'll plot it out and they'll mark it and say, okay, this room is supposed to sit 5 meters away from this boundary, like maybe a wall fence, so to speak, And then after that's done, so they'll dig up the trenches. After they dig up the trenches according to the sizes that are required by and specified by the structural engineer, and then they will there's structural steel like rebar. So we get given like a rebar layout that says for these type of foundations we need this much thickness of steel laid in this way, from this side to this side it should be this long, or should be at that angle, so many at the top, so many at the bottom, and things like that. So and then after the contractor puts those together, as in basically ties them together as per the designs, the engineer would then come on site and inspect and make sure that that steel is actually tied as per his instructions. And then after that happens, we wait for the concrete truck to come on site and then pour, which is something we are looking forward to today. Yeah, so as we sit now, we're just gathering strength to push some cement and things like that.
I think one part that mostly comes to me, I like challenges. Every time when I see something new, that's what I want to do. Because I always believe that as long as I make sure that I understand what's need to be done, then I'll be able to do it. So especially with this project, it's one of the different projects to those that I've done, the structural designs, the setups within that structure. So it also encourages me to make sure that I deliver the goods and make sure that the client is happy. That's one part that also assists in terms of growing, is to make sure that the clients are happy. You deliver according to the specifications and even go beyond that where it's necessary, where it's possible.
I think the stress, this project is different from any other stress I've felt in any project, because this is literally like our first baby, you know what I mean? So like we care about this project, so every little detail, like we zone into, like we don't want to let anything slip. It's just, so it's intense stress, but it's also, if I was thinking, it's also like good stress, it's we learning in the process as well, like, so we'll come up against the challenges, and then we'll note what, okay, moving forward, this is how we're going to do this in the next project. So it's more than just building a house. It's also learning and growing as business people, also growing as individuals as well, like I'm learning things about myself that I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like I never thought I could be a project manager, but I can, as challenging as it is, but yeah, we love it. Yeah.
Yes, nothing stays the same. I believe we were meant to dream, and I won't let hopelessness bring me down for the rest of my life. I can see the light, and the future is bright, 'cause I'm a dreamer. And if we all just try to keep our dreams alive, we'd be believers. I can see the light,